To make changes to your website, you'll need to log into your WordPress dashboard. To do this, visit your website in a browser and add /wp-login.php to the URL, and it will take you to the login screen. You can log in using your username or your email address and your password. And then click on Login. If you've forgotten your password, you can use the lost password link to send an email to you to reset the password. Once you've logged in, this will take you to your WordPress dashboard. You'll see a lot of messages pop up from different plugins. Quite a lot of them you can ignore, but just have a quick read through, make sure there's nothing that you need to worry about. What you will see on your WordPress dashboard will depend on the type of user you have been set up as. I'm going to show you all of the options because I'm an administrator, but you may or may not be an administrator, so you may see less of these items on the left hand side. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to change some content on one of your pages. So to change pages, I go to click on the pages option, and you will see down here a list of the pages. So I'm going to take the home page and I'm going to right click on Edit with Elementor and open it in a new tab. You can just click on Edit with Elementor, but I find it easier to open a new tab. And this will open the home page in what we call a WYSIWYG editor. It means that you can change the content and see the changes immediately. So what you will see is all the information on your home page. And as I scroll down and hover over things, you can see the change. So let's say that I want to change this section on bookkeeping here. I want to change this text, and I click into the text block, and you'll see the text appear over on the left hand side. This is the best place over here to make those changes. You can change in here, but it actually works better if you change over on the left hand side. You have more options. So let's say that I have decided that I want to take out that first paragraph. I can just highlight and press delete and remove it. Let's get rid of that white space with another press of the delete. I've decided that I would like to add a little bit more information. So for example, I've decided I want to make sure that people know we're very experienced. So I'm going to click in here where it says experienced, and I'm going to type the word very. And over on the right hand side, you can see that as changes being made. I'm now happy with my changes. So before I do anything else, I need to make sure that this looks correct in a web browser. So I'll click on the little eye down here, and that will open a preview in a new page, a new tab, sorry. So if I scroll down, you can see those changes, but they're not yet live. So I need to go back to my Elementor tab and click on Update. And that will now make the page live on my website. If you'd like to add a link into some of your text, for example, down here I've put Contact Us Today. It's often a good idea to make the words Contact Us link to your contact page. So I'm going to click into the box, and over here on the left hand side I'm going to find that piece of content that I want to make a link. I highlight it, and then I use this link button here. Now if you're linking to a page within your website, you literally just start to type the page name, contact, and wait, and it will automatically be filled in. So choose it from the drop down list and remember to hit apply. And now you'll see over here it has changed to a link. So if I just preview the page, and there we can see it, and if I click on it, it will take us to the contact page. So I go back to Elementor and update, and that change is now live. Now I'd like to change a little bit more on my home page, so I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to find this section here, and I'd like to make this text, I'm happy with the text, but I'd like to make it a little bit more interesting. So this time I'm going to click again. Let's just get rid of this pop-up. And I have decided that I want to change a few of the words to be highlighted in bold. So let's highlight that section here and use the B for bold, and that will make it now highlighted. I've also decided that this paragraph here, this box here, I'd actually like to change the colour. It's not the colour I prefer. So up here you can see you have 3 tabs, and the style tab is where we make changes to the whole of the paragraph. So first of all, I've decided I want to make it left centered, so I'm going to click the left, there we go, and I'm going to change the text colour. Now your website has been set up with a predefined set of palette of colours, and I strongly recommend you stick to using those. It will provide consistency throughout your website. So if I click on the little world here, you will see that palette of colours. Be very careful when choosing your colours. You need to make sure that you have a good contrast, and I'm going to use this pale blue background colour. It doesn't make a massive difference, but you can see the change of colour happens here. I'm also going to make this content a little bit bigger so it stands out. So I'm going to click on the pen this time, and I'm going to choose this size to just make that a little bit bigger. You'll notice here that the font is given in EM, and EM is a percentage of the size of the standard size of the font used on the website. This allows people to set a font size in their browser, for example, if they have site problems, and for the website to increase in relationship to that size they have set. So for example, if you were to set the size of this to a number of pixels, it would not increase if somebody sets the basic font size to be bigger. So stick with using M. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger by using this up arrow, and I'm going to set it to 1.5. It's a little big for this really, but let's just leave it for the purposes of the demonstration. And again, I'm going to click on Preview Changes to see how this looks. And scroll down, and there we go. That makes it stand out a little bit more. Back to Elementor, and remember to click on Update to make it live. Next thing I would like to do on my website is I would like to change this team photo. Maybe I've got some new team members, or I've got a new photograph I would like to use. Prepare your image before you start making the change. Do follow the guidelines in the document that you were given when you had the website built. To change the image, if I click on the image, you will see it appear on the left hand side here, and I can click on Choose Image here, and this will let me either select one from my media library, or I can upload a new one. I'm going to select a file, and I'm going to browse to where I have got the file stored. And choose the file. I recommend giving your files a meaningful name. This is good for your SEO. And you'll notice that it fills in the title, but you also need to make sure that you fill in this alt text. This will describe the image, and it's used for people who can't see the image, but it's also good for your SEO. So do make sure that you put in a meaningful alt text here. And then finally, I click on Insert Media. And there's my new image. I now preview the changes as before. And there we go. Again, we click on Update. When you finish making changes to your web page and having remembered to make it live, you can go back to your dashboard. You've got 2 ways to do this. One, if it's the easy way, if you opened Elementor in a new tab, you can just close the tab down and go back to your dashboard by clicking on the tab that has the dashboard. If you didn't open a new tab and you'd like to go back to the dashboard from Elementor itself, hover over this hamburger here, the 3 lines, and exit. The first time you do this, it will ask you where you'd like to exit to, and I usually say WP dashboard. This is a one-time thing, and once you've chosen, it won't ask you again. It will then take you back to the dashboard. When you've finished all the changes you wish to make, I strongly advise logging out. This is very good for security. So on the top right here, you then choose log out.